Alright, so here's the review of the Colt Defender CO2 BB Pistol. The BBs are .177 caliber. It's about 410 feet per second, and it is a smooth bore barrel. To give you a closer look, this looks from one side. And yeah, these always fly open. The slightest touch, they always fly open. Here's the other side. So really cool looking gun, a lot of realistic features, which is one of the things that drew me to it. And it's only about 50 bucks, so inexpensive, and feels pretty good. It's all metal construction except for the grips here, and weighs about 1.6 pounds, so it has a good heft, good feel to it. Here you get a look at the sights. Pretty good sights. They're fixed, and the really feature is the little white dot here on the front sight. It's really good to get for target acquisition. And here what looks like the screw for the elevation is just molded in to the gun, so it's not real. And it also has like, I guess this will be the magazine release and safety molded in. They're just for looks, like the hammer also. Everything is just for looks, just to make it look real. And the exit port here. So it looks pretty cool, you have to give it that. And it's double action only, so you're gonna have the trigger's gonna be long, and if you're not used to it. So I can show you that. Here's the safety. Here it was on safe. It's just a little tab. You push it and move it, and now you're in firing mode. And one unique feature of this gun is when you pull the trigger, the barrel comes out, and the barrel acts as the hammer. So when you reach the point, the barrel comes back and it fires. So yeah, it doesn't look realistic, but they designed everything internally, I guess, to make it more compact. So that's something, I don't know how I feel about it. I guess it's alright. But that results in a very long, hard trigger, because it's double action only. Okay, and to load the CO2 in the pellets, there's a release here, but like I said, any little thing, they just fly open all the time. Now this is where you load the CO2, and this is where you load the BBs. This slot, you just pull this spring-loaded tab down, and you load the BBs into there. Once you get 16, you just release it. Very simple there. I will show you that after. And that's the one thing I did like about it. There's no external magazine you need to buy. You don't need to buy a bunch of other parts. Everything you need is here. Regarding the BBs, you don't have to buy other stuff. So that's one of the reasons why I liked it. And there's no dovetail rail up here, but there is a little weaver mount here for any flashlights or lasers that you want to put on, if you like. And another thing that I always hear a lot of people don't like is the piercing over here. When you load the CO2, it's just exposed. There's other guns I see that have it built in, but this is just always going to be out there. But it is what it is. Overall, it's good. This is my first CO2 BB pistol, and overall I like it. It's pretty cool. So we went over all of the other kind of the first part of the gun, just to get an overall look of it, and now I'll go into loading CO2 and loading the BBs. Okay, so now you're ready to load your CO2. So first thing, just apply a drop of the Pelgon oil on the tip of the power lit, just like that, and make sure this is loosened all the way to give your CO2 tank the most space. Just load it in and tighten. And once you feel it catch, don't just go very slowly after that point. So you hear that, you hear the little air escaping, and that's you got a good seal. And don't do it terribly tight, because you could just smash it. So just once you hear that, just a little bit more. And then it's always good to do one kind of test fire to see if you got a good pierce. So now I'm going to put it on firing mode and just give it one shot. Alright, sounds good. Let's try one more. So we're loaded with the CO2 now, and I'll go into loading the BBs. So like I showed you earlier, this tap here, just lower it all the way and move it to the right, and then you load 16 BBs right into here. And I like to have it tilted a little bit this way so the BBs roll down and they could be, you know, loaded. So that's 2, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So we got 16 BBs loaded. And if you don't want to count every single time, just get them all straight, and they'll end right in the beginning of this outlet here. So if you don't want to count every single time, 16 BBs will go exactly up to this point right here. See that? When they're all straight. If you have them kind of a little, not fully straight, they'll go a little bit further. If you line them all up perfectly, it goes right up to there. So that can be like your reference point. Then you just slowly release this, and it kind of squishes them together. See that? And now they're fully loaded. You can't move anymore. You push this back. And one thing I showed you before, this always comes loose. Any little kind of pressure comes off. So one thing I did to try to fix that problem, I just put a rubber band around, and it keeps it in place. I think I did it 3 times around. So yeah, it doesn't look nice, but and I roll it all the way up to the here. So now any little movement, it doesn't come out of place, and even if I push the release button, it doesn't even go that far. So while you're shooting, it's great. But of course you're gonna have to keep taking it off, but if you get it, you'll see what I mean. Any little thing you touch it, they always fly off. So this holds it in place, and now we're ready to do the firing test. Okay, so for this test, I'll be shooting the first 5 shots at the target and the other 11 at the cans. And when you're getting toward the end of the BBs, I'll show you a way to see how many you have left without having to count every single one. And I'll be using these Daisy BBs here for the test. So here we go. That's that. Okay, so for this, I'm just going to show you how you can tell how many shots you have left. When you see here, you can see about three BBs in there. As you shoot the BBs, they get lower and lower here. And then however much you see here, you add 2 to that, and that's how many shots you have left. So for example, if we see 3 BBs here, after you shoot all of them, and 2 here, it means you have 5 shots left. So I'm going to do 12 quick shots, and then we should have 2 here that are visible, and then 2 in there, so we should have 4 left. So let's see how that goes. Okay, so that's 12 shots. As you can see, there's 2 in there, and below the second one there's the the spring tension lever there that pushes the BBs up. So when you see that, you know that I have 2 here. There are 2 in there, so I have 4 shots left. So I'm gonna take the 14th shot. No, I'm gonna take the 13th shot, and then you'll see there will be 1 BB left. So here's the next shot. That was my 13th shot. And now you just see 1 BB, and then you see that little spring-loaded lever that pushes them up. So I have 1 here, 2 in there, so I have 3 shots left. So I'm gonna fire 1 more. So when you're shooting and then you don't see any more BBs, see that? That means you only have 2 shots left, because the arm is already pushing those 2 already in the chamber there. So I'm just gonna do the final 2 shots. That's it. So that's how you tell how many shots you have left when you're getting lower, and see this is already all the way extended fully. No more BBs is left to push. So that's how you can tell how many shots you have left as you're getting closer. I think only like the last 4 or 5 you can tell. You can't tell when it's as you shoot it, this goes up. So only when it gets closer to the end you can tell. And now we'll go inside and take a look at the grouping that I got. Alright, so here's my grouping. I have 1 shot here, 1 here, 2 here, 1 there. So not impressive, but this is where I was aiming, this area. So I put two pretty much where I wanted. And 1 note, the gun shoots to the right, and there's nothing I can do about it. It's fixed sights. So when I aim, I move the gun a little bit to the left to try to get it where I want. And if I shot straight, if I aim straight at here, they'll probably end up somewhere around here. So that's why everything's mostly on the left hand side, because I moved the gun to the left. So with a pistol like that, you're not going to get great accuracy from about 10 meters, but as you can see, as I could hit cans pretty easily. So you're just looking at basically, you're not looking at precision target shooting, and mostly like plinking and having fun. The point of it is the fun you have shooting the gun, rather to try to get precise groupings or targets. Alright, so that'll be it for my grouping.